Someone has got to explain to me why at a 10 a.m. showing of a film on a Saturday night, someone is bringing like 6 and 7-year-old kids to an R-rated horror movie. I don't understand.
I don't know either. And I don't even think it was 6 or 7. I think that kid was younger than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just can't believe it. Look, public service announcement to all people listening. If you're a parent of a child that, should not be in an R-rated movie,
Get a babysitter.
Get a babysitter or something. I know it's not always easy, but you're paying for your child to be like, have nightmares for weeks.
Right.
So good on you. Way to go.
Agree.
Okay, rant over.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to FaveFilm Podcast.
Welcome to FaveFilm Podcast, a show about great movies and why they're good. I'm Leisha.
I'm Richard.
And we're back from a bit of a hiatus.
It seems like we say that every time.
I know. Full disclosure.
Life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. We have full-time jobs. We don't do this for a living. This is just something we do for fun. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, finding the time is difficult, and
we can call it an occasional podcast.
I guess we're going to try and be better because
it's like
now
a sometimes food.
Cookies are sometimes food. Oh my God, I can't believe they made Cookie Monster. Talk about moderation. But we're going to be probably a little bit more frequent this summer because our jobs are on what we call summer hours. So we have like half-day Fridays where we have a plan now to record.
Yeah, so we'll try and put out as much as we can over the summer. And we're back on the AMC Movie Pass.
We're back on the A-list, y'all.
We always turn it back on for the summer.
That's right.
So, so we've seen a few movies recently, so we're going to be talking about those today. And just a heads up that there will be some spoilers today.
Yes, we will be doing kind of full spoilers in our movie reviews because there's been a lot of kind of water cooler talk type movies that have come out recently.
Right.
And so coming up later, we have reviews of Mandalorian and Grogu. We have reviews of 2 big horror movies at the moment, Backrooms and Obsession, and a couple of things we've seen on streaming as well. But first, why don't we jump into some news? All right, cool. So there is a John Wick spinoff. Another one in the works called Kane.
Oh, sweet.
And it will be starring and directed by Donnie Yen.
Oh, directed as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So it's also going to star Bill Nighy.
Oh.
Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things. He was kind of that cool 80s dude that got possessed. I don't know if you remember.
No.
Billy, I think his name was?
I don't remember. Anyway. I remember.
Yeah. And Mason Thames from The Black Phone. So that young actor that I think is really good.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm actually looking forward to that. I really liked the Kane character. So
and
he's got his own story.
It'd be interesting to see when it's set and whether he will interact with John Wick at all. Because I loved Ballerina.
But will there be what's his doodle? Jonathan.
Oh, Winston.
Winston, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know whether we'll see the Continental or... So, it's great. I love it.
Why am I blanking on his name? We just watched Hot Rod.
Ian McShane.
Ian McShane, thank you. We just watched Hot Rod again, and he's so good in that.
Yeah.
So I hope he turns up.
Yeah, so this will be really interesting to see. As I say, I absolutely loved Ballerina.
Yeah.
Ballerina was fantastic.
Yeah, and some people weren't as hip on Ballerina as, the John Wick movies, but we really enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, there was plenty of Wick in it, so,
Yeah, absolutely.
But that'll be great.
Okay, so let me ask you.
He's one with the Force, and the Force is with him.
Yes.
So
Chirrut Imwe, exactly.
Chirrut, yeah.
He is Chirrut, yeah. So, like him, looking forward to seeing how that develops. So, let me ask you a question now for our next news item. So, if I was going to tell you that there was a movie coming out called Prime Time, what do you think it's about?
I
would
have a
guess.
Well, it's obviously not going to be about TV, otherwise you wouldn't ask me that question.
Well, no, it's a movie.
Is it a Transformers movie?
No. No, not Optimus Prime time.
I'm trying to guess. Okay.
So just think.
So it's a movie.
It's not. Let me put it to you this way. It's not going to be anything that you think.
Right.
And when I tell you, you're going to be like, what?
And that's why I'm like, okay. See, I would think it would be something to do with TV, maybe something. Okay. Not another SNL movie, surely.
No SNL movie.
Okay.
So get this. It's a movie about To Catch a Predator. Now I know. I know.
Hang on a minute. There has already been.
That's a documentary, though.
What?
This is a not fictional, not fiction. Obviously, it's nonfiction, but it's a kind of reenactment with actors.
Oh gosh!
And would you believe that Robert Pattinson is playing Chris Hansen?
Mm. Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, look. I mean, I'm gonna have a rant later on about originality in Hollywood. This is freaking crazy. Like, I mean, the subject matter is. I mean, it's all well and good watching a documentary on To Catch a Predator. The documentary. I don't know whether we talked about it on the podcast, but it was interesting enough because I was interested to see the fallout, right?
Yeah,
and
there was a lot of controversy.
There was a lot of controversy about it, and I think the documentary did just fine. I don't think Chris Hansen did himself any favors in that documentary, and he actually came off quite bad in the end. But I think, I mean, who's going to go and see this?
Robert Pattinson fans? I think that it will probably dramatize things quite a bit.
Who's it aimed at, though?
I don't know. I think that because, like, To Catch a Predator had such a storied history and had that instance of that guy that ended up, taking his life because of the accusations and everything like that. I think that I could see it as being kind of an interesting thing to see Robert Pattinson portray him, and because I think Chris Hansen thinks he's a little bit of a savior figure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he thinks he's more important than he actually is.
Oh yeah, he loved himself.
He thinks he's like.
But he was
preventing.
But he was He was an executive producer on that documentary as well. Don't forget.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think that.
That being said,
I think it may have been too far. But I know
we watched it.
I know people
back in the day.
Yeah,
we watched it.
I know people love their true crime. I know people love their, it's funny. We had a conversation with a friend about true crime recently and why we watch it and why, it's people getting their comeuppance, right? People getting.
There is a sense of, if there is justice in a true crime documentary, there's a sense of you feel better at the end of the day knowing that someone was captured or taken off the streets or, had justice served to them.
So it'll be interesting to see what they're actually going to concentrate on in this, and also what immediately springs to mind is how involved Chris Hansen is going to be in it.
I don't know. There is a trailer.
Oh, okay.
So I have seen a little bit of Robert Pattinson as Chris Hansen. There's not much to the trailer yet, but he's just like, why don't you have a seat? Oh my god. Look, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I would love something that's a bit like guerrilla, like that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal that I can't think of.
Nightcrawler.
Yes. My brain, I swear to God, my brain
You got a lot going on, though.
Awful.
But you got a lot going on, though, so we forgive you.
I normally have a really good memory, and then just lately,
you have a lot going on.
Yeah, so work is very busy. But anyway, I would like to see something a little bit kind of edgy, a little bit like that.
Yeah.
More so than a polished documentary.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if we're still on the movie pass, we'll go see it, I guess.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so in movie anniversary news, oh my God, you know what happens every time.
I hate these. Holy crap! It was like Top Gun. Was it 40 this year?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And you think about, like, that came out in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
To me, 1986 still feels like 15 years ago.
Right.
Even though it's totally not.
You know what? We had a little get together a couple of weeks ago, and I was DJing, and I was playing some 80s music, which is now 40 plus years old, but still sounds awesome though.
It does. It was like, some movies like Top Gun are still awesome.
I mean, they're still like, they age like a fine wine, right?
To an extent.
Well, I don't know. Some movies, I love Top Gun. I always have, always will.
The volleyball scene holds up.
I know, we've talked about it before. So anyway, so what's your anniversary?
Okay, so this year is the 30th anniversary of Trainspotting.
Gosh. I know it's in the theater this week.
Yes. So the reason there's news about it is because Danny Boyle has, foreseen a 4K remaster, which I've thought strange because we do have a 4K version upstairs, but I don't know. That was a Criterion version. I don't know. This is 4K for theater. Who knows? But anyway, so the reason that it's in the news is because Danny Boyle has slightly tweaked the ending.
What?
Okay, so here's what he's done. He says back in 1996 when they made this movie,
he got rid of Yup Nub.
No. And put in the Max Rebo band and that thing with the lips and no. And he added in Hayden Christensen instead. No, so here's what happened. Here's what happened. So he said back in 1996, his original intention for the ending is as Renton is walking towards camera with his bag and he smiles, is his intention was to create an effect where his face slowly turns into looking more like a skull. Now he said they could not accomplish this back in 1996 because of, how effects were. It didn't quite come across the way that he wanted. But now that effects have caught up, he's actually gone in. And so if we were to go see it in theaters for the 4K release, you would see this new effect of his face turning into a skull. And I'm like, I'm in two minds about this. I don't really think it's necessary.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not quite sure what it says. I thought, was he trying to... See, if I were to have seen that back then, I would have thought something weird like, is Renton dead or something like that. We know Renton's not dead because he comes back in Trainspotting too.
Right.
But
I don't know. I mean, there's some symbolism to it. I haven't read the book, so I don't know how Irvine Welsh wrote
I have read the book, and I don't remember anything but a skull.
About a skull?
No, I just remember a lot of stuff they didn't put in the movie that was just wild and crazy.
Well, to be honest with you, I will give kudos to Danny Boyle. I mean, anybody who's heard this podcast before and knows me knows that I love Trainspotting. It's one of the movies I deem as perfect.
It's top 10 for me, easily.
You can't fault it, right?
Yeah.
But I think even back then, if that was his intention, like when Renton's face starts to kind of go out of focus and stuff, it does look a little bit kind of evilly.
Oh, because his eyes are sunken.
Yeah.
He's got a smile on that's kind of maniacal.
Fair play to him for trying to achieve that. But we'll see.
I'm interested in seeing what he's talking about.
Well,
somebody will probably put it on YouTube,
I mean, I might go catch it this week. Maybe.
Is it on this week?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I know you got to go away tomorrow.
It's not fair. I'm at a conference.
I know.
It's not fair.
No,
Can I get my coworkers to go see Trainspotting with me?
I don't know.
Can I get,
I don't know.
I don't think they would do it.
Look,
one of them would.
But here's what I'll say is that I have complete confidence in Danny Boyle when it comes to it, because when I honestly was so worried about Trainspotting 2, but man, it was a masterpiece.
It was.
Again, as anybody who's heard it on the podcast, when we saw it and we reviewed it, it was a masterpiece. So I have every confidence. It'd be interesting to see, and it just means we have to buy it again.
I know.
Oh, no. More money.
All right. Well, do we have to buy it again, though?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
Is it going to be a remaster?
This will be a director-approved remaster, yeah, I'm sure.
Criterion is...
I haven't looked at I need to look at the specs on the Criterion. And
yeah.
Talking of...
looks great.
Talking of 4Ks and stuff like that, Lionsgate next month are releasing a collector's edition of Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. So it's all coming in a nice collector's box, and yeah, I think it's about $60. So, which I don't think is too bad if you have a look at it. Yeah, right now the pre-orders, you can only pre-order it through Lionsgate over here in the US. So,
but I think they missed a trick though. I think they should have had a Pussy Wagon keychain in it.
Oh, that would have been.
Wouldn't it have been great?
Oh yeah. But I mean, but also it is out on streaming too. So if you want to rent it or buy it digitally, you can. But I've got to wait for the physical. Yeah,
I mean, we went and saw the whole bloody affair.
Oh yeah,
in theater. That was great.
We talked about it.
That was great.
Yeah, if you're a Tarantino fan or a Kill Bill fan and you didn't see the whole bloody affair in the theater with the extra bits in it, definitely track it down because it's, again, another perfect movie in my mind.
Absolutely. So, rounding out the news, a bit of sad news today, or this week, I should say. It was a couple days ago now, but Anthony Head, the actor, he passed away.
I saw that.
So, a lot of people know him as Giles from Buffy.
Yeah.
He was also in Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Also played the Prime Minister in Little Britain, a show that is not favorable anymore.
Surely he wasn't. How old was he? Surely he wasn't that old, right?
I don't know, but one recent role that I really liked of his was when he was in Motherland. He played...
yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, he played
so good.
Husband of...
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of her character. Ruth, maybe? Was it Ruth?
I think so.
The neighbor across the street?
He was 72.
72?
That's no.
Oh man! Well, a huge bucket of wind.
Huge bucket of wind. Yeah, I mean, he was.
I think
kind of in everything all the time.
I think if you're in the UK, I think you'll remember him also from the. If I'm not mistaken, he was in the Nescafe Gold Blend commercials.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think so. I think he was like they had this set of commercials where it was an ongoing story, like a romance, and he was in that.
So in Motherland, he played Bill, who was Meg's husband.
Meg, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. So
they were a great couple.
Wow, huge bucket of wind.
Yeah, absolutely. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But that's kind of rounding out the news.
Okay.
I think that, the last time we kind of left things off, it was right before the Oscars. So look, it's been a while since the Oscars aired. I'm not going to reiterate everything, but I think that there weren't too many surprises.
I think we talked about the Oscars.
Did we?
I think so.
We talked about the BAFTAs.
I don't want to talk about the Oscars anyway.
Well, anyway, one battle after another won Best Picture, and Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor, and that was cool. So that was great. But anyway, so now on to the important stuff, the stuff that's going on right now. Let's get into some reviews of movies in theaters right now.
Okay, so let me just reiterate again that we are going to be talking in depth about these movies. And if you do not want to hear any spoilers, go ahead and switch off now and come back and listen later.
So, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay.
What do you think? Should I even ask?
Okay. All right. So so I'm going to rant a little bit. So anybody who listens to the podcast knows that I am a huge Star Wars fan. Always have been since I was a kid. Always will be. But I am not a toxic Star Wars fan. So it really annoys me when these fans feel they have this entitlement, right? Like everything should be made for them. Now, this happened with Solo, a Star Wars story as well. Right? When they were making Solo, the original directors, Lord and Miller, pulled out, and then they brought in the replacement director, Tony.
Ron Howard.
Oh, sorry.
You're thinking of Tony Gilroy.
Gilroy.
But Ron Howard.
Yeah, he was originally connected to it as well. But anyway, but they ended up bringing in Ron Howard. So even before anybody had seen a trailer, even before anybody said, "Oh, it's going to be a failure," it's an absolute failure. Apparently, there was
because there were reshoots and because there were reshoots changed.
And there was an acting coach on set, and everybody was like, "Oh, Alden Ehrenreich can't act. It's going to be a disaster," and blah 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 blah. So we went to see Solo on the opening night. Absolutely loved it. Came out, was buzzing, thought it was excellent, right? Mm-hmm. So then the second time we went to see it, if you remember, right before we went to see it in the theater, I saw a tweet from Ron Howard, and it said something along the lines of, even though this movie hasn't been well received, I just want to congratulate everybody involved. And it absolutely...
Well, he said it was the highest grossing movie he'd ever done.
Right. But...
which is like, of course.
But it absolutely incensed me. I was like, that is such... I couldn't believe that this movie, which was... I still love Solo. I think it's so much fun. I love it. It's great. Well, the reason why I'm ranting like this is because this happened as well with The Mandalorian and Grogu. Mm-hmm. Right? There was so much negativity, and there's lots of reasons for it. A lot of it is clicks and likes, and people liking to be negative.
Rage baiting,
rage baiting, click baiting, whatever. Right? I saw before we saw it, I saw headlines, things along the line of "Stick a fork in Star Wars. It's done." That it's projecting to be the lowest opening Star Wars movie ever, blah, 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 right? So to be honest with you, when we went to see it on the Thursday night, I was a little bit, I was excited. I mean, I was very excited to go see it. But I was a little bit nervous about it. Well, spoilers, pardon my French, but it's fucking fantastic. Absolutely loved it.
And the fan response has been generally of the vein of, look, we had a lot of fun with this movie.
Well, that's the thing, you see. See, a lot of people have had to reverse on it because, number one, it has made a shit ton of money.
Well, let me check the current box office. Now, it did fall off last week because of Backrooms and because Obsession is getting good word of mouth.
Right.
But it's still doing very well.
Yeah.
So Memorial Day weekend, the total gross was $98 million, which is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
Now, is it the same level as, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, etc.? No, because it's not part of the original trilogy.
Right, but also don't forget that those movies always come out around Christmas too.
Yeah, and so Memorial Day weekend, there's still a lot going on at the start of summer.
Memorial Day, a lot of people are outside and stuff. But anyway, but what I'm saying is that it made an absolute shit ton of money, right? And the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is the highest audience score of a Star Wars movie, right? So basically, all of these doomsayers were wrong. And the movie is fantastic.
It has done well enough. I think that if you look at it in the same way that you look at other Star Wars movies, no, it's not done the same level of business.
Right.
But it's done well enough to say, okay, there's still a desire to see Star Wars movies. It's not like Disney's going, oh my God, let's never make another Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of the people were saying. You would think that Star Wars was over.
Like it was dead because, oh my God, this movie only has made $145 million domestically.
I absolutely loved it. right? And I said to you before we went in, you could just put Grogu on a screen for 2 hours and I'd be perfectly happy because I am obsessed with Grogu. As everybody knows, I am absolutely obsessed with him. Now, the Saturday before it came out, we were sitting here on the sofa. You turned to me and you went, "Oh my goodness, the popcorn buckets are out at Cinemark."
Oh, God.
I got straight in the car. I went straight down there and got my Grogu popcorn bucket and
then what happened?
And then when we went to see it on the opening night, they happened to have the AT-AT's popcorn bucket in stock. So I got one of those as well because I'm obsessed with Grogu. But anyway, so the movie is fantastic. It's funny, it's action-packed, it's going to make you laugh.
The score is banging.
The score is amazing. It made me laugh. It made me cry. There's the opening sequence alone. I turned to you after the first 10 minutes at that opening sequence and I said, "We can go home now," because it's just brilliant. There were people before the movie came out saying, "Oh, it's just an extended episode." That's horseshit.
So what? It's much more epic than just a standard episode.
Yeah, correct.
But I think that even if it was, I really like The Mandalorian. So
yeah, of course.
If it's an extended episode, great, more content for me.
If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's action packed, as I say. You're gonna love the new characters. You're gonna love Rata the Hutt. Rata the Hutt is amazing.
Jeremy Allen White. Yes.
Oh, he's so good. I remember seeing the first the first stills of him in it, and I was like, "That's a bit weird," but that's so good. There are so many little Easter eggs in the movie as well. You're just gonna love it. It's fantastic.
The Enzellans.
I was with the Enzellans. Oh, so
the little
funny.
Babu Fricks.
The little Babu. So funny. So funny.
Bad baby, terrible baby.
But my one worry was when we were first watching it, and you don't need to worry if you go see it, but I was worried that Grogu is a little bit underused in the first probably half. However, there's a reason for that because he comes into his own, and boy, oh my gosh.
The puppetry is incredible. Just so much innovation and so well done.
Both times we went to see it, there was applause at the Lucasfilm logo and there was applause at the end. The crowd loved it. And I highly recommend if you can get to see it in D-Box, go see it in, not D-Box, sorry, 4DX.
Oh, prepare to get your ass beat.
Yes.
Because it's because of the action, because of the, fight sequences and things like that. Oh, you're going to get whipped around.
So we saw it in D-Box the first time. It was great. And then we saw it in 4DX the second time. Yeah. I'm going to go see it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that some of the, even major critics were very mid on it. And I think it's because a lot of movie critics that had a lot of credibility they're of official outlets, maybe they're, top critics on Rotten Tomatoes, things like that.
Yeah.
They feel a little bit, I feel like they feel a little bit like a necessity to stoop to the same clicks and likes and level.
We've talked about this as well. There are
everything's online. Everything is social media driven. So
there are certain reviewers that we've really, thought a lot of in the past who have backpedaled because they spoke their mind and then they got some backlash, lost some subscribers or whatever, and then they backpedaled.
Yeah, we won't mention names.
No, we won't. But there's one critic that, and I was just like, that's a real shame because, the idea of a critic is to give your unfiltered opinion. So really now, there's very few critics that I have any stock in. Probably Mark Kermode.
Kermode because, and shout out to Mark
Mayo.
And Mayo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mayo's not really the primary movie reviewer.
But he watches a lot of the stuff, though, and he makes comments. But
and they disagree, and I like that.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Kermode, he's not afraid to speak his mind, which is fine. I mean, that's the thing, is he has no skin in the game. People are going to watch him with,
Yeah, he's done it. Like, he's been a critic for a long time now.
And don't get me wrong, I disagree a lot of the time with Mark Kermode. But
I do too, sometimes.
But the points he makes are valid. So anyway, my rant aside, The Mandalorian and Grogu was everything I wanted it to be and so much more. A friend of mine texted me when she came out of watching it, and her review was, it was glorious, which is perfect because, as I say, it's everything I wanted it to be and so much more. I can't wait to see it for a third time. I can't wait to buy it on physical when it comes out. I loved it.
And let's just say that even though the box office for this movie hasn't been at the level of something like A Force Awakens, there's a reason for that. It's because now with streaming, getting things so much sooner, is that there's no longer a need for people to go to repeat viewings.
Right.
That's why movies fall off in the second week.
I agree.
And that's why this movie is falling off in the second week, because they've gone to see it, they've enjoyed it, and they'll go, oh, I'll watch it again when it comes on Disney+.
Right, correct.
So there's not really an incentive.
Yeah. Well, you only get the loonies like me who go and see it.
Well, we'll go see it twice, always. But I think that you'll probably go see it a third time. Yeah. But I think that, there's not really an incentive to have repeat viewings anymore. You don't have that long gap before video release, or in this case now streaming release. So, I mean, there's even movies turn up now. I see them on Max all the time, and I'm like, I feel like that just came out. Like The Bride. That was just a few months ago.
Well, again, that's a really good example of a movie that just didn't do well. And Warner Brothers just thought, you know what, let's just throw it on HBO Max.
Well, having seen about a third of it.
Oh, did you?
I haven't watched all of it, and I haven't not finished it because I wanted to stop it. I stopped it because I was too tired to really pay attention to it, but I started watching it. I'm starting to get a sense of why it didn't do well. Look, but anyway, we'll talk about that once I see the whole movie. I'll evaluate it.
But anyway, what did you think of Mandalorian and Grogu, real quick?
So I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I know that you probably gave it 5, and that's understandable. I think that I like you really enjoyed it. I think that the Grogu stuff there was a lot of cute moments. The Anzelians, in addition to Grogu, were really great and funny and cute. Road to the Hutt was great. The action was great. Pedro Pascal unmasked at one point. That was cool.
Yeah.
I think that I think that the one quibble that I had with it, and I told you on the way out, was that I think that I would have liked a little bit more mythology on Grogu. But it's okay. If they want to explore that later on, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's just so much we don't know about Yoda and Grogu's species.
I mean, this is the nice thing about it, is it's a standalone story. So it's a complement to the series. So we don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. You didn't need to have introductions or anything like that. It was great. It was great. I have one question. How has Sigourney Weaver never been in Star Wars before? Because she was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, she should have been in it a long time ago.
Yeah, I liked her a lot, and I love the fact that spoiler, Grogu saluted her just like in Aliens.
There's so many things that Grogu does that's just oh my gosh.
The difference is
so good.
You liked this salute. But saluting Aliens you don't like.
Oh, no.
When, I remember one time we went to see Aliens at the Alamo Draft House.
Affirmative.
No, I mean like when they entered, like Newt salutes.
Yeah? She goes, affirmative.
Oh, okay. Ugh. Yeah. You hate that.
I do.
We were in a screening of Aliens for like an anniversary at the Alamo Drafthouse many, many years ago. And they had like cap guns that you could fire when they were shooting aliens. And as soon as she saluted, affirmative, you just shot your cap gun.
People started laughing. I remember it was
because you hate it so much.
Anyway,
I don't mind it. It's fine. She's a child. It's fine.
So Mandalorian and Grogu.
Good. Thumbs up.
So what are we talking about next?
We're talking about Backrooms.
Oh my gosh.
Which is now, for those who know, you will not know because you don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but there's a whole meme now with Alyssa Edwards and Backrooms because there was a whole meme with back rolls.
Oh, okay.
So now somebody changed it to say Backrooms because somebody said she had back rolls. Anyway, I think that's fine. That just tickled me personally. But Backrooms, the directorial debut of 20-year-old Kane Parsons.
Man, this guy, he's got a career ahead of him because man, I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
It was wild.
It was absolutely wild.
It was just creepy, atmospheric. I'm like, empty spaces are creepy anyway. They're called liminal spaces, apparently. Things like long hallways and hotels and things like that. They're very creepy to me. There's something almost supernatural, ghostly about them, and this movie really played on that. So Chiwetel Ejiofor is a furniture store manager who stumbles upon this portal into an alternate,
almost an alternate universe of rooms in the back of the store.
Like never-ending mazes of hallways and stairs and things that are wrong.
Things are wrong. Yeah, things that are wrong. That's a good way to put it. But I think with this movie, if you are a fan of Severance on Apple TV, it's going to serve you really well.
Yeah, it definitely tickles that itch.
Yeah, that's the first thing. When we first saw the trailer for it, that's the first thing I thought. I thought, oh, it looks a little bit like Severance. They even had the font of Backrooms looked like Severance, you know. But man, I love this movie. I the weirder it got, the more I liked it. Like I found myself like craning my head to try and look round corners and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when he was going in, and as you say, there are things that are wrong. There are things that are like, there's pieces of furniture that are like halfway embedded into the floor, and there's a stop sign just randomly there with the word stop is backwards.
But it's backwards.
And,
it's almost like a mirror reflection.
And then there's like one part where there's a tiny door on top of a, you know...
It's very Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
There's a, like some standee with a speaker attached to it, which is reading text in different languages. And, I mean, it's craziness. But it's so good. It's so well done. The direction is great. The atmosphere inside there is it's
the buzz of fluorescent lights. Oh my gosh, the color palettes.
The buzz of the fluorescent lights drove me nuts.
Ugh.
All the way through.
What was really cool, we saw this in 4DX.
Yes.
And what was really cool was when Chiwetel Ejiofor went through the portal, these fans kicked on and it was almost like a whoosh, like the air changed. Yeah. It was really cool.
And the way that, because I thought to myself, how is this going to work in 4DX? I've never seen a horror movie in 4DX before or something like this. But it worked really well. Like the seats, because a lot of the movie is from first person perspective. Mm-hmm. And when it was moving around the rooms, the seats were kind of moving. And there's one part where they look over into a chasm or like a hole, and the seat just tipped forward. Like it was so good.
So crazy.
So good.
So what's cool is this is based on a creepypasta, which is a viral web series of horror
called Backrooms, which we've never seen. We need to watch them.
Which Kane Parsons originated. We haven't seen the series, and you don't need to see the series to enjoy the movie and be intrigued by it and things like that. And I thought Renate Rensve, I can't pronounce her last name boggles me, but she's great. She was
gosh, she was in Sentimental Value and Presumed Innocent on Apple TV.
Yeah, she was really good, and when she started to come into the story, and you started to see, again, we're spoiling things a little bit, so skip ahead.
We already gave this warning. So.
Yeah, so when she starts coming into the picture and the Backrooms complex environment, whatever you want to call it, starts adapting itself into the things that apply to her and her memories. It's really, you start to see things from her childhood trauma, and it's just a really interesting concept that our subconscious of our memory, which is kind of a storyteller that's, not really trustworthy anyway. Right. Our memory changes, and we have our own version of how things went.
Sure.
That it's slightly wrong because it's trying to recreate things from memories and
trying to get it perfect.
And it just doesn't. And people end up looking weird.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so
there's pirate?
Yeah, so
the pirate monster?
So there's one so basically the furniture store that Chiwetel Ejiofor works at is owns rather, is Captain I can't remember what it was, Captain whatever his name, Captain Clark's.
Yeah.
And he in the advertisements for it, he dresses as a pirate. Well, there's a scene where she finds him in the back rooms and he's in this room, but there are people in this room who aren't right. Like there's a guy that's got too many sets of eyes, and there's a guy and there's a woman and her face is kind of only half filled in and stuff, and it's quite terrifying actually. But in the end, what happens is the thing that is stalking her in the end is this recreation of this pirate. But again, it's wrong. It's got like a big blown up head, and it's like a monster, really.
It's like an uncanny valley kind of.
But it's terrifying.
Long mouth and like.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. But I was just like, oh my god.
So what's interesting is that there's a girl that works at the furniture store and her boyfriend, who he asks to come and help document these back rooms, and they're in there, and the boyfriend gets killed quite violently. And that's the point where the woman walked out with the 4 or 5 year old. And I was like, oh my goodness. So then when the pirate thing comes out, that's when another family walked out with 2 small children. I'm like, they made it all the way to that? Because that's about 15 minutes before the end.
I mean, that pirate literally takes a bite out of Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yes, he does.
And
he does. But the end, the final shot of the movie just is her, and you see her face, but she's not right.
It's her, her interpretation in the back rooms.
And it just makes you wonder. There's so many questions, but I absolutely loved it. As I say, it's one of my favorite films of the year.
Yeah, you said it gave you Lost vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a little bit Lynchian. Not quite as.
So when I'm talking about it,
well, it was.
When I'm talking about it gave me Lost vibes, it's like there were all these mechanics in the TV series Lost that were so mysterious. There was like the snake monster,
the smoke monster,
sorry, and the big wheel at the bottom of the island,
the hatch,
the hatch and stuff like that. That's what it gave me, because there were all these parts in there that just weren't quite right, and were just like, well, I just kept ticking over why. Like, there's a pool in there that's not right. Like, it's a pool that nobody can swim in.
Right.
And yeah, it was, I mean, there's a room where there's just piles of dirty clothes.
And that's part of her trauma.
Right.
Yeah.
Because because she grew up in that house. Yeah, and there was that scene where we were back in the house, and it's a brilliant scene. And the camera just keeps panning through these different floors of the house, and things keep changing in the room, and gradually things get wronger and right. That's probably not the right word, but get more and more wrong the further down we get.
It was an interesting demonstration of how our world, what it was really like, and then what the Backrooms ends up interpreting. Yes. So that was a really clever kind of jump. And
so I know you loved it too.
I did. Yeah, I really did. My mind was blown. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's a mystery box. It's got way more to offer, because it didn't really explain very much at all. I mean,
I don't think it needed to.
No.
As I say, it kept layering on the weird, and I loved it.
Yeah, and Mark Duplass comes out at the end, and he's working for this company that's that's researching the Backrooms, but they don't have very many answers.
No, and I love that.
I want to watch the YouTube movies now.
Yeah, I think do too.
Maybe we'll watch them tonight, because I'm so intrigued by them.
Yeah.
But he said, Kane Parsons has said, there's probably going to be a sequel, but he says that he's looking at continuing some of the YouTube films, making some more YouTube episodes, which is which is great, because they can be released quickly, and people would be. I mean, as excited.
I said, this guy's got a really good career ahead of him, for sure.
Oh yeah, he's very promising, and all that baloney that came out about, because there were so many prolific producers on this movie, and there were. That did not mean he did not direct this movie. Yeah. And they thought, A24 would never put a 20-year-old in charge. Well, maybe they would put this 20-year-old because he's really good.
Right.
So why not? And I never believed for a second that anybody else directed this movie. No. So there you go.
It's not a poltergeist situation.
No.
You
mean Tobe Hooper didn't direct Poltergeist? Really? He did, but I think he was heavily influenced. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So next on the list,
excellent.
Backrooms, excellent. Okay, well, let's talk about the other horror film that's currently making waves at the box office and around water coolers everywhere.
Sure.
Curry Barker's Obsession.
Sure.
Okay, so this film stars is about a guy named Bear who really likes this girl named
Nikki.
Hi, this is Nikki. Leave a message.
Exactly. That's all I was thinking about.
Who likes Nikki and can't tell her how he feels. So he gets this one Wish Willow, this little kind of contraption from a mythical store.
Yeah.
And a store that sells like crystals and love candles.
Like a
and all
new
kinds
age
of things.
store.
New age store.
Yeah.
He gets this one Wish Willow. And he means to give it to her as a gift because she's lost her crystal necklace. And he means to tell her at the same time how he feels and that he's, basically in love with her. And they're just friends. They work together at a music store. And he just can't do it. So right as she's leaving his car, he breaks the one Wish Willow and says, I wish that Nikki would love me more than anyone else. And be careful what you wish for. Because turns out the one Wish Willow works, and she does. She does love him more than anything else. To a point where it's obsession.
It's obsession.
Yeah, she's like full blown clinging on to his every word, wanting to be near him all the time, watching him sleep, can't stand when he talks to anyone else, is always looking at him from afar, lovingly, threatens every time he tries to leave, and cries and all this stuff, screams, and
walks funny through the room,
which is like weird and never explained, but okay, so it's a little bit of a modern telling of Fatal Attraction. It's not there's a lot in this movie that we've seen before. We've seen obsessed movies before. We've seen stalker movies before, and people going to great lengths out of love for someone. But I enjoyed it from a perspective of, these are the kind of dumb horror movies that I like sometimes. Yeah. I do like an elevated horror like Backrooms, but I also like a dumb horror that I can just kind of, just almost, it makes me chuckle. Sometimes I'm like, that kind of horror movie. And in reading some things, some of the responses from other people who've seen what they've interpreted from this movie, I think it says a lot of interesting things about men and their egos, and do they really love someone, or is it just like wanting to be wanted and wanting to be like in a relationship with someone? Because as soon as Nikki starts really loving him, he gets turned off, and he gets interested in the one other girl that liked him from the beginning anyway, and he's just like, oh, Nikki, whatever. But he keeps.
Did he get interested though?
Yeah, I would say so. Meeting her in the park.
Well, I mean,
and talking to her in the store,
meeting her in the middle of the night. I mean, I think
he put his head on her. Yeah, it's clear that he was like leaning on her because Nikki was driving him nuts. But it says a lot about what men are kind of willing to do, and to have their ego inflated. And it's really interesting that even when she starts acting crazy and he knows something's wrong, he knows something's not right, he continues to sleep with her. He continues to do whatever. And she's done some things.
Yeah.
Trigger warning on this movie: there is animal violence or animal, not nice stuff with animals.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
Right.
I was not happy with that. I was like, oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So, it is interesting in that way. However, I don't think that idea that people are interpreting about, men and women and men's egos and things like that, I don't think that was fully successfully put across in the movie. I think that there was too much emphasis on the outrageousness of her behavior and the shock factor of everything, that idea kind of gets lost a little bit. And that's a shame, because that's a more powerful statement for the movie to make than bitches be crazy. Be careful what you wish for. You don't really want a girl to love you. That kind of thing. So I don't think that was wholly successful. I know you're going to probably say a lot about the originality of this, because I don't think, I agree with you in many respects that these are all things we've seen before.
Right.
And some movies have done them better. Fatal Attraction, to me, did it better. Did the psycho part of it better anyway. Not the male ego part. But I think it was fine. I think I ended up with a 3.5 star just because I enjoyed it from that perspective of the kind of dumb horror movies that I like.
Right.
And the kind of, kind of craziness of it, kind of soap opera aspect of it. But I know you didn't enjoy it as much as I did.
I didn't really care for it. And there's a couple of reasons why. You're absolutely right. I didn't. It was not original at all. I think it was very tropey. I saw a lot of the things coming before they happened. And I think we talked about this yesterday, and I'm not sure whether that's because, when you've seen so many movies, you kind of get, like there was one scene, for example, where the part where he goes to see her in the middle of the night and he's sitting in the truck and the girl's right there in the driver's seat, and they keep moving to this frame of her, but the emphasis is on the window.
Yeah.
And I knew 2 minutes before it happened, Nikki's she's gonna smash through that window.
And I know,
and she does.
I thought that too, but I didn't know when.
Right. And then there's another part where, and I won't mention it here because it was linked to the animal part, but I knew exactly what was going to happen.
I did not see that part coming.
Right. But
when I cottoned on, I was like, oh no.
So I didn't. It wasn't original. Another thing that really, this movie's gotten so much of a talk up. I wonder why. I wonder why a movie like the Mandalorian Grogu gets absolutely and this gets such a big talk up when it really isn't anything special. Now, they were originally, and by the way, I think this is bullshit. They were originally going to be apparently releasing this on digital this past Tuesday with extra material. Because
unrated cut,
because apparently they had to cut the movie in order to get it an R rating, right?
So there's probably some more gore.
So I expected to go into it and be like, oh, this movie's going to be super gory. There's going to be some outlandish stuff in this. There really wasn't. There was nothing like, I've seen way worse R-rated movies. Mm-hmm. With worse violence, worse gore, and stuff like that. So I think that because apparently at the last minute, Universal Pictures, I think?
Yeah.
Universal Pictures apparently at the last minute, they pulled the digital release because it's doing so well. I actually think that was all a marketing thing.
Why don't you leave it in theaters and also do the digital release? Because people are going to pay $20 to see it at home.
That's why we didn't. That's why we didn't rush to see it, because we heard this news that it was coming out, and we were like, well, why would we go and see a cut version?
The movie theater lobby was like, don't put it on digital yet. We need people to come and buy popcorn.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what it feels like to me.
I think it was a whole marketing ploy. But anyway, look, I think. I can only surmise this movie wasn't made for me. It wasn't made for my age range. It's a young person's movie.
No, that age range is not it. I think it's the because I in some ways I think it was made for me, and I'm not too much younger than you, but I do think that today's Gen Z audiences and Gen Alpha audiences have not seen the number of stalker trope movies that we have. So we're seeing all of the things that we've seen before, but they've never seen that. So
but look,
that's why they're talking about it.
Look, fair enough. It's doing well. Fair enough. Good deal. It was, was it the worst movie I've ever seen? No. It was mid. It was, it wasn't the blowaway experience that I expected when, everybody to put it in the same category as Backrooms. Absolutely not.
No, I don't think it was as successful as Backrooms, but I think it had a potential to say some interesting things. And I don't think it realized those things.
100%.
So it focused a little too much in the wrong direction, but it was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was, but was, again, not the best horror movie I've ever seen, not the best stalker movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, is she gonna scream again? Oh, great. She gonna cry again? Oh, great. Yeah, I was just bored.
All right, so speaking of bored, let's talk about a movie we caught up with on streaming, Creep 2. So,
talk about Mark Duplass.
Mark Duplass, yeah. So Creep 2 is the follow-up from Creep, which we watched on Shudder or Amazon, someone, and really, really liked it.
Yeah, it was surprisingly
genuinely
good.
scary. Mm-hmm. Genuinely scary and unpredictable and things like that. Now, the problem with Creep 2 is twofold. Number one, you already know what's going on because you've seen Creep 1 and you know the drill. Mm-hmm. So you're not very surprised by anything.
Right.
You're just kind of like, oh no, another victim. But two, the victim this time
is stupid.
Is crazy and dumb and
she's so stupid.
Is kind of like not playing the game as the victim. So it's like throwing the whole, equilibrium of the movie off to me. So why we had to see Mark Duplass full nude, not sure.
I have no idea.
But
that was so weird. It was like,
let's have an exercise where we completely strip down naked to break down trust barriers.
Yeah, to break down trust barriers.
I'm like, not needed.
And then, so he's standing there, and she's like, okay, is it my turn? And I'm like, girl, are you crazy?
Why are you volunteering?
Why are you volunteering?
Just let him stand there.
Yeah.
I would have laughed. I would have been like, just like really, if you really want to disarm him, laugh at him as he's nude.
There's this part where, they're in a hot tub and she starts giving him a shoulder massage. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, no, she's stupid. The movie just didn't work. It didn't have that kind of,
it didn't have the unpredictability of the first movie.
Right.
And it was not scary.
Right.
It had a couple of jump scares, but they were like really intentional, dumb jump scares of just him like jumping in front of the camera and yelling.
Yeah.
I'm like, stop it. Yeah. That's just annoying.
Talking of jump scares, let me go back to Obsession real quick. So I noticed in Obsession that a lot of what they counted on for jump scares was just loud noise.
Yeah.
As well.
Like something falling or something.
Yeah, or her screaming.
Yeah.
Or banging a door or something like that. That's what happened in Creep 2. Like
my favorite part in an Obsession where he's like, I think I'm going to go to a guy's night. And it's just like, clunk. Like she just turns the shower off, I guess.
Yeah.
It was stuff like that. It was just like a signal to be like, she's upset.
So Creep 2 just didn't work. There have been movies in the past where the premise, and it just. I'll give an example, like Hostel, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, oh my gosh, is a lot. But when you watch Hostel 2, you already know what's going on. And it makes it even more dread-inducing because it's so appalling, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen with Creep 2.
Because you have another set of unsuspecting victims, but the victims...
Oh, and
their personalities are not different. They're in the same boat as the other movie, but now like, Right. But you get to kind of follow along as they're trying to guess what's going on. Yeah, so it worked in Hostel 2. But...
Another thing in Creep 2 as well. That thing was only like 85 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
But they filled it up with so much unnecessary shit. Like the part where he's in the stream trying to film the part and he just keeps getting it wrong and stuff, and then he strops off like a baby.
It was they were trying to make a comedy in a way, and it was just not working. It just
went on so long.
Yeah.
It went on so long. And it's a shame. They really could have, if they'd have just changed up a few things and given it a little bit more story, it probably could have worked. But I think you know, no originality, no desire to push it forward. And as I say, the girl was stupid.
It was very odd and not a worthy sequel. So
you can watch the
first one and just stop there.
And we haven't seen the Creep tapes. We need to watch that, I guess.
We will watch that and report back. But
but I mean, you watch some horror movies where people are dumb, and you can just say, oh, you know what, they're dumb, but they usually get killed off pretty quick. I mean, this girl was just stupid to the point where you're just laughing. You'd be like,
So I will talk about a movie that is currently on Max that I watched. And it's called Lurker. And it is about a kid who encounters a famous musician coming into the clothing store that he works in. And this kid decides he's going to ingratiate himself with the singer and get into his, friend group and become part of his entourage because he wants to, he craves attention and fame and all this stuff. And there's a very similar movie called Ingrid Goes West starring Aubrey Plaza that's got a very similar kind of plot. She follows this influencer online and slowly tries to become friends with her because she wants to be her and wants to live her life and all this stuff. And she kind of folds herself into her life a little bit and is a little bit of a stalker. So Lurker is in that same way. It is a very uncomfortable movie because this guy is just really awkward, but also really pushy. Like, he starts pushing himself into the life of this musician and his friends and tries to get in the friend group and does, really outrageous things. And when he becomes, like, less favored as a friend, when he starts to fall out a little bit and isn't as chummy with the lead singer, he goes to extremes and does some crazy stuff. And, like, it is really uncomfortable throughout, and you kind of want, by the end of it, for the guy, because he's been so weird and creepy and everything, you kind of want something bad to happen to him, and it doesn't. The ending, I hated the ending.
Okay. So one I'll stay away from then.
I would say it's interesting up to a point. And I was engaged throughout. I was engaged in the story because all the time I was like, this guy's a creep.
Yeah.
And I wanted something to happen to him. And I watched his fallout slowly happen, and I would just be like, this is so delicious. But then by the end of it, it kind of turns a page, and it didn't
deliver.
It's a little bit like, oh, he got away with it. Great. Became an even bigger part of the singer's life in a way.
Okay.
So I'd say it's still worth a watch for the majority of it, for that awkward aspect.
What was your rating?
Oh, what did I rate it?
I don't know.
I was like, where's my... I can't find my phone
don't worry about it.
To look at my...
What would you... Off the top of your head?
I feel like it was 3, maybe.
3? Okay.
3 stars, maybe 3.5, something like that. But yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
But an interesting take on, like, celebrity culture, influencer culture, people trying to ride the coattails and be famous. It was kind of interesting in that way. So, deep breath. That was our movie reviews. So before we've
watched more, I'm sure. But
I'm sure we have.
Yeah.
But in the time that since our last episode, we probably watched
what are
tons and tons.
What are we going to be seeing soon?
So we're going to be watching Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah. You know what? I really like the look of that.
Yeah. It's it's getting good buzz.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fun.
Yeah, I just found out Alison Brie's in it as well, so I'm all in.
Alison Brie, yay! So we're gonna be seeing that. We're gonna be watching.
We want to watch. What is it? The Passenger.
Passenger, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that.
The road trip horror movie that's currently out. We're
and
gonna
then
try
next
and get
week,
to that.
Disclosure Day next week.
Wow, is that next week already?
Right? I can't wait.
God.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
Spielberg.
I'm really hoping that's going to be the movie of the summer.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
Oh, I can't wait.
It looks good. Looks really interesting.
Yeah.
And then what's the movie with Paul Rudd? The
Power Ballad.
Power Ballad. Yeah, we're gonna be trying to catch that as well. So
then I guess there's Toy Story 5.
Yeah, lots of stuff coming up later in the summer.
Supergirl.
Yeah, all those movies.
Yeah.
So we will be catching up with those, and we will be delivering reviews in turn.
So should we talk about some TV?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right. So
love that music.
So there have been a couple of things that have concluded that we watched. So
So again, I think we're gonna be
spoil a little bit because
we can't talk about two of the things without giving our comments on.
Right.
So what do you want to talk about
let's
first?
Let's start with Hacks. So
man.
So the final season has been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Smart, Hannah Binder, incredible.
Yep.
Their friendship, their Deborah Vance's trials and tribulations and rises and falls, and ultimately, winning in a way, but also having to compromise, and all these different things have gone on. And it's been a great season. And building up to the finale, we were just like, oh my gosh, this show is ending. We love this show.
Yeah, it's because it has been constant from day one. It's been consistently great.
It's been so funny and touching.
There's not many shows over the years that I can say consistently great every week. This has been one of them.
Yeah. So,
apart from the finale, which is such a shame.
I've reflected a little bit on the finale. I still feel like the direction they went with Deborah and, this potential illness and things, I still feel like it was a little bit of a, to borrow a word from you earlier, a trope.
It didn't need to happen.
I don't think it needed to happen. I think that there were other ways to kind of keep that connection with Deborah and Eva.
I agree.
And Ava, sorry. And, Ava was developing this show that used to belong to Deborah, and there probably could have been some connection to that, maybe even some disagreements about that, or whatever. Deborah, maybe Ava wants to bring Deborah on as a consultant or producer, and Deborah's just like, I'm tired, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I will love you forever, and you will always be a part of, this chapter of my life, but I'm done.
What could have been?
You have the reins now. What
could have happened is she could have brought Deborah on as a producer or something like that, and there could have been some line where Ava turned to her and said, look, how far we've come. You work for me now.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Something like
that. But the
fact
that I feel like with a lot of finales now, with a lot of series, there's a lot of sentimentality and the need to have something shocking, right? The other show we're going to talk about finishing kind of did that a little bit, but they did it quite well. But I don't feel like there was any need for this cancer scare, right? They could, they could have still gone on their European trip, right? Without this thing looming over them. And it just left a bad taste in my mouth. It didn't quite work for me. The other parts of the show, Jimmy and Kayla getting what they wanted and being at the, getting the agency and being in charge and stuff, great.
Yeah.
Marcus getting his hotel.
Yeah.
Right up and running. Shooter working for, I can't remember the name. It was I say Shooter McGavin. you know what I'm talking about. Christopher McDonald's character. Working for them, great. I thought all of that was really good. But the thing with Deborah and Ava at the end, it didn't work, right? I don't know why they felt the need to take Deborah and Ava out from everybody else in the last episode. Because that's what it felt like to me. It felt like two different shows in the end. And I really didn't feel the need to do that. I feel like it was kind of lazy in a way.
I felt like it rang false because Deborah, as a character, has so many people in her life who are responsible for her and who she's connected with, and to just, fuck off to Europe and go, I'm gonna die with dignity and all this stuff, and just take Ava, not her own daughter.
Right.
It was very weird, and to not think about the fact that she has a grandson, but and maybe she could have thought about it. But they were going whole hog. They had them go to Europe. They were getting ready to get on a train to go to Sweden. But maybe if they would have just stopped and said, you know what? Rather than, I've still got an hour of material in me.
Yeah.
That's very Deborah Vance. But
again, I think it was lazy. And that happened right at the end of the episode too. It was kind of like, oh shit, we've got to wrap it up now, And also, I think DJ didn't even have a line in the episode. She was in the crowd at the opening of the hotel.
She may have had a line, like shouting from the audience. I don't remember, but she was there. But yeah, it was kind of a It seemed a little. Again, not fully realized. There was probably a way to do it, but it just seemed a bit abrupt.
It was 40 minutes long as well.
That's a heavy burden to put in a 40 minutes.
Right. Why couldn't they have made it an hour?
Yeah.
And took their time with it and done it a little bit different. Most people expect series finales, even season finales now, to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
All
of this being said, I still bawled my eyes out because I do love the characters, and I did, thinking about Deborah doing this thing, it was heartbreaking still. A lot of people loved the finale. A lot of people differ from us.
Yeah, that's fine.
I saw a lot on social media saying how perfect it was and everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was perfect, but it is what it is, and the rest of the show was perfect.
Yeah.
We didn't vibe with it.
It was a shame.
It was just kind of odd. It was just kind of abrupt and odd, and just didn't. We were just like, why?
Yeah.
So
I just didn't see that. I didn't see the need for it.
Still, I mean, the acting. I couldn't fault the acting.
No,
in the episode.
Of course not. The acting is good every
They had
time.
some, Ava and Deborah had some really good talks, and the discussions were heated and human and things like that. I can get that. It was just the whole idea, the whole conceit of the plot line.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, not this. We just turned to each other and were like, no.
Yeah, it was like,
oh,
just came out of nowhere. Yeah, exactly.
Like all this momentum you build up through the season, the hardships, but then the triumphs and the Central Park and all this stuff. And then to have that, we were just like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Like the whole Madison Square Garden thing was, that was great. The fact that she did that show in Central Park, I thought that was really well done. That to me was one of the most touching parts of the final season.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The fact that her team made it happen.
Yeah. And then she went out there and everybody was there, and it was great.
Yeah. So generally a very good series, a bit of a mid finale, but a good last season.
Still worth watching.
Still worth watching, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about Half Man. This was the 6-episode limited series by Richard Gadd, who also did Baby Reindeer. This was on Max and BBC.
Man alive. I will tell you, it was incredible, but it's a tough watch.
It was incredibly tough. It really went to some dark places about masculinity, about sexual orientation, mental health,
abuse,
belonging, abuse, violence, anger, resentment, all these different things. It's the central story of two brothers, Reuben and
Niall.
Niall, thank you. Played by Richard Gadd and Jamie Bell, and they are brothers from another lover. So they have the same mom, but they have different dads. And or actually, no, they don't. Sorry.
No. Their mothers are lovers. Lovers, yeah. They're not even brothers, but they're kind of brothers.
They're kind of brothers.
Half brothers.
Yes.
If you will.
So their moms are lesbians, and they both had their sons brought into the marriage. So they started living under the same roof. And Reuben, as a character, played as an adult by Richard Gadd, who put on 100 pounds of muscle to play that role.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And got a terrible haircut as well. His haircut was just really disturbing. But Richard Gadd plays the adult Reuben, and Reuben is the character who is just out of control, anger, always getting into trouble, bullying, beating up, and Niall is more of the sensitive, weaker kind, or perceived to be weaker, but incredibly smart, has a bright future, kind of nerdy, likes Doctor Who, things like that. And, he idolizes Reuben and wants to be as strong as him in many respects. And it's just this journey from their childhood into adulthood, from like when Niall goes to college and, tries to make something of himself, but ends up getting caught up in Reuben's drama.
I don't think we need to talk about what happens in it because
there's just so much. There's so many things to wince at. There's so many things that happen throughout
But the show's brilliant.
It is incredible to watch. It's incredibly well written, well acted. It's brutal, but it's also, you can't take your eyes off of it.
Yeah.
You're just
touching in places.
There are some moments where there's like a little bit of growth, only to have it diminished because at the end of the day, these two brothers, these two characters, they represent different aspects of toxic masculinity.
Yes.
They represent, Reuben is the traditional meaning. The bully, the beating, the womanizing, the blue collar job, the getting in jail, all that stuff. Whereas Niall represents a self-destructive, but also kind of
selfish.
He's selfish.
He's hugely selfish.
He thinks he's better.
Yeah, he thinks he's the center of the universe.
He thinks he's better than others. He feels like he's almost like arrogant in a way. That he's above that. He's above Reuben. Like he's more civilized than Reuben. But it turns out he's just as terrible a person in different ways.
Right.
And he bullies people in a different way, in keeping secrets from them, in manipulating them into projecting himself as someone who deserves more in life than what he's been handed.
Right.
And he's a fuck up too.
Yeah.
And again, in different ways. He's irresponsible.
Yes.
And he hurts people too. So you've got two people who have been abused in different ways by different people, who then in turn hurt others, whether they outright punch them in the face or whether they manipulate them, they're hurting others. So their whole sentiment of the title of Half Man is that these two are kind of two halves of the same person, of the same really fucked up, brutal person. They're both just as bad as each other, and one just expresses it a lot more, swings his dick a lot more, just outright.
Well, actually, there's a part in the show where Ruben talks about half man, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's terrible.
There should be millions of trigger warnings from this.
It's brilliant though. It's
Yeah, there are some admissions in the show that are really quite difficult to hear out loud, but they're brutally honest. It's things come to a head in a really just bonkers way, and violence just is a constant throughout, and it's a constant in the end, and it just things do not end well.
No, it is
not a happy ending.
I really didn't know what to expect from this. But yeah, it's compelling viewing.
Yeah. Get ready to hand out some Emmys, Academy, to some of these, to Richard Gadd, to Jamie Bell. It's another brilliant effort from Richard Gadd. Really, Baby Reindeer was, 5-star.
I need to watch Baby Reindeer again.
You need to watch it again because you don't remember much of it.
No.
But it was just as wild, just as exploratory of these types of issues, but different. And Richard Gadd was 100 pounds lighter and skinny and all that stuff. So, yeah, but well worth watching. Content advisories, all around. Just be aware. It is a difficult watch. So, all right. So, let's move on to something that's a little lighter and a little bit less of a difficult watch. And that's Apple TV's Widow's Bay.
Oh, yeah.
We have been enjoying the hell out of this show.
It's great. It's really good. I, again, didn't know what to expect, but it's funny, it's spooky, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's so Matthew Rhys plays a mayor of this island called Widow's Bay, and
it's kind of like a Martha's Vineyard kind of.
A little bit
place.
Amity Island in a way,
a little bit,
because they're trying to draw tourists in for the summer, and they're trying to make it a popular destination. Yeah. So he's kind of brought in. He's the mayor. Yeah. He's trying to tout the city, get this old-fashioned charm. There's a lot of things about the island, like the fact that cell phone signals don't work, and there's a lot of analog technology. Yeah. So it's kind of a throwback place, but there's something about the island that's like it's almost like an entity, and it doesn't want people to leave. And so
we're not going to spoil this because it's still running.
It's still running. Yeah. We don't know exactly where it's going. There's some really quirky characters.
Though. Oh yeah.
There's some genuinely scary horror moments.
Yeah, there is.
But there's also a lot of humor throughout, and it's kind of scratching that itch of the kind of Stephen King-ish.
Yeah, it definitely feels
a little campy.
Yeah, it is for sure. And the thing that's great about it as well is different types of horror in it.
Yeah.
Like and this is not going to spoil anything. There's some supernatural horror. There's some slasher horror. There's some zombie horror. It's really, really good.
There's some old school witchy type Puritan horror.
It's entertaining as hell. I'm really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so check that out on Apple TV.
Widow's Bay. I think there's 8 episodes out right now.
Yeah, so catch up with it. You'll probably find yourself binging it. It's really good. Really fun characters, and some things that it's doing. Some moments that make you go, ooh. Yeah. So anyway, that was really great. And we are in the midst of a watch of Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah, we're late to the party on Peaky Blinders.
We know, it's great.
So what happened was I watched the first episode of Peaky Blinders back in 2014. And Absolutely. Yep.
What?
Yes, I watched the first episode.
Really?
Yep, back in 2014, and I said to you, "Hey, I started watching this show, and I watched the first one and stopped. We should watch it. Never got around to watching it, so we started watching it, and we love it."
Yes. So obviously Birmingham,
Yeah,
post World War One.
Birmingham,
Richard's
represent.
hometown. Yep. The accents are so on point.
Yeah, they are.
Cillian Murphy is doing a Birmingham accent so effortlessly.
Cillian Murphy's just great.
He's a good actor. I know, I was talking the other night about how I felt that Oppenheimer was a bit overrated, but I couldn't fault him in it.
So we're really enjoying it. It's about a family, the Shelby family, who are a group called the Peaky Blinders, and they're they're bookies, kind of like a mafia type.
It's a little bit Sopranos. It's a little bit Sons of Anarchy. It's a little bit kind of in that vein.
Right.
They're kind of running business. They're corrupting cops. They're doing all these things. So, but they're kind of they're running like gambling outlets and horse betting and all kinds of things. And
so I think we just finished season 3, right?
Season 2.
Season 2. Okay, so I know we've got a lot to go, and then we've got a movie to watch.
Yeah, and that was the whole purpose of catching up with the show, because the movie came out on Netflix. We wanted to just kind of, okay, let's see what the fuss is about. And then we got into it and we're like, oh, this is really good. Yeah. So Helen McCrory, shout out to her as Polly.
Helen McCrory as Polly is fantastic.
Her. I'm so sad that she's no longer with us.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that's going to affect the show later on. But she's so good.
Yeah.
And
great show.
Paul Anderson is Arthur.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy is chewing.
Oh, Tom Hardy,
the scenery.
He's loving it.
Oh my god!
Oh, you can tell he's
camp
loving
as Christmas.
it. Yeah.
I love it.
He's great.
But anyway,
very much enjoying that. How are we finding time to watch all this TV? I don't know.
I don't know. We
with
figure
work,
it out.
I'm in class right now. I don't know how we're watching all this TV, but we are.
We just fit it in. We fit it. We're like, okay, we have an hour. Let's knock out Peaky Blinders.
So
we have an hour. Let's watch Widow's Bay.
So we're going to talk about The Boys.
Well, let's do it. Yeah. Let's talk about The Boys.
So The Boys finished. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It was again. I think it's. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because it only just finished. So I don't want to spoil things for people. Okay. Right? Or should we? I don't know.
Well. No, probably not. Not the headline anyway.
But I enjoy it. I mean, that was a series. I think The Boys never skipped a beat.
I think
that show was so good.
Some folks didn't like this season as much
as
others, and I think there was a lot of things that were rushed. But ultimately, I think it never stopped introducing weird superheroes.
Oh, it was great.
There was the kind of supernatural tie-in, mid-season with Jensen Ackles and, some of the other new superheroes they were met, and some of the cameos in it were great. And
I loved it. Great show.
It still managed to say a lot about our current time and kind of,
there was a lot of hidden meaning in that show.
A lot about
some of it not so hidden.
A lot about how much everyone is following everything on social media, how divided the country can be. How
it had a lot to say about the current administration in this country.
Yes, it was very interesting and
great show.
Yeah,
loved it from day one.
An interesting commentary on our times, for sure.
Yeah, but I loved it from day one.
Okay.
So it is done now. Maybe we'll do a spoiler on it later, but I think because it literally just finished like a week and a half ago, so I don't want to spoil it because some people may not have seen the ending yet.
All right, let's wrap this up with some quick fire kind of capsule reviews of some of the documentary features we've watched.
Oh my gosh!
So The Crash, Mackenzie Skrill is nuts. She did it.
Oh,
Next.
Yeah, the crash was,
The parents are assholes. Next.
That was interesting. That's interesting.
If you really want to deep dive into the crash, there is plenty of content online and plenty of talk about, go look on Threads, go look on Instagram. There is plenty. There are people already talking enough about this ad nauseum. I will say
I didn't know anything about it. But
we didn't. No, I didn't either. But we were both shocked by the events of what happened.
Yeah,
we're both shocked by her behavior.
Crazy story.
And we're both shocked at how absolutely feckless her parents were. But anyway, so
what else?
Worth watching to be part of Water Cooler Talk. The Nightmare Upstairs. What happened to Ty and Brian? Didn't really know what to make of this.
Yeah.
Thought the story was kind of weird.
The story's weird. I mean, you can't really say that the story isn't worth paying attention to, because it is, but there wasn't really any outcome from it or any,
I think that unfortunately, there was a lot in this documentary about not believing the children and and just blindly having faith in the father to never have done these things. And, but there was also the messy divorce between the parents but when the kids start shackling themselves up in their bedroom and go on TikTok, then I just lose all touch with reality, and I just start to go.
Well, when the mother's downstairs making TikToks as well, I'm like, yeah.
I just left watching that with like a bad feeling about everyone involved.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Not as clear cut for me as the crash was.
No.
A bit muddled and a bit, kind of bit ambiguous and not in a good way. So, and we are in the first episode of Bring Me the Beauties, a model cult. Always a cult documentary on, and it always starts the same way.
This one's interesting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It always starts
the same way. Cults are so funny because they always start with, we had a community and we were doing these acts of service and we were helping each other in the house. And then you're like, it doesn't sound that bad.
Right.
All those things, like, remember NXIVM? Remember when NXIVM was like,
what was the other one?
We're exploring past traumas and all these things. And I was just like, we were like, oh, that's interesting. And then it just turns into like.
And what was that other one where they had a house on the beach and.
Oh, God, that was like that Hollywood cult.
Oh,
like they were like hippies a little bit, but then they turned into like.
But it also
they started having shouting matches at each other.
That's it. Yeah, where they were bringing, what were they called? They were bringing drug addicts off the street, and giving them food and shelter, and it just sounded really, really great, and it always tends to boil down to money. When money gets involved. Right? When money gets involved, it always goes to shit. In every one.
Yeah, when it starts to be monetized, when it starts to be like things that you can sell.
That was called, that started with an M. I can't remember what it was called. It started with an
E.
I can't remember what it was called.
It was like the echelon, not the echelon. No.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
You know what? I can find out because.
It doesn't matter. But anyway, this Bring Me the Beauties is... It's a charismatic guy, this Swedish or Hungarian guy,
weird.
Whatever. But it's always the same. They've always got blue eyes and are charismatic and all this kind of stuff. And the first episode is all, again, it's all good stuff, and people, are looking after each other, and people are making money. Like, there's this one famous guy who was a famous male model, and he's talking about pretty much all the money he makes, he's giving to this, this community, and it all sounds great. And then all of a sudden, right before the credits roll, of course, that somebody makes a comment like, well, that it was all good until this happened. Boom. And then the credits roll.
And then you're like, oh, man, who was exploited? Who was abused?
So anyway.
So Esalen was the name of the...
Esalen?
The Esalen Institute. They were the name of the humanist...
That's
exploratory colony type thing that eventually became, whatever.
But so that's on HBO, right? HBO Max.
Yes.
And it's out weekly. So I think the first episode rolled, and I think the next one's tomorrow.
And I gotta say, one thing about that documentary, oh my God, like the scenes from 1980s New York and the music and the cocaine. Now, obviously, the cocaine, I'm not glamorizing that. But the music and like the fashion and the yuppies and everything, that's all part of it. And that kind of makes me nostalgic for the 80s.
Yeah.
Not the cocaine.
No,
not the cocaine. Don't do drugs, kids. But yeah. So another cult documentary.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up what we've been watching.
So as we said, we're going to be watching Masters of the Universe, going to be watching The Passenger.
Just Passenger, not The Passenger.
Oh, sorry. So you're going away to a conference tomorrow, so I'm going to watch the 3-part Kylie Minogue documentary.
Okay.
I know everything there is to know anyway, but I'm still going to enjoy it, and, so yeah, I'll probably end up watching Contact, because I usually watch Contact
every
when you
time I go away. He watches Contact because
it's 3 hours long, and you're not a fan.
It's not that okay. I don't think it's bad. I think
it's a masterpiece. Shut up.
There are noises that disturb me in a kind of sensory way.
Yeah, they're meant to. They're meant to. But anyway, so all right, excellent. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show, and get out to the movies, go see the summer's.
Yep, summer blockbuster season
summer
is here.
Is fully upon us.
Yeah,
and
it's hot outside, kids. So
yeah.
Wear sunscreen.
Get into the AC and go see some movies. So the next time we'll have seen Masters of the Universe, we'll have seen Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
Because we have to go see Disclosure Day on Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely. So as always, you can follow us on Instagram at FaveFilm Podcast. You can email us at favefilmpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow me on Letterboxd. I keep mine up regularly. I am at Mary A. Hines 24. And just get in touch with us if there's anything you want us to talk about, or anything tickles your fancy in the news, or stuff that you want to hear our opinion on. But until then,
we will catch you soon.
We'll catch you at the movies. We'll see you next time. And take care and stay cool.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, bye.